one of the hottest, best bluegill swim baits to come out maybe ever, Bass Puzzle releases a brand new grass piece and an exclusive limited color drop from Megabass. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle.
Oh, that's a good one.
Hell yeah. Grass piece flex, baby. Woo.
Come on, get out, it's a good one. Fuck, big one. Yes.
Yeah, baby. Woo! Hell yes. Look at that bad boy. Grass piece flex. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Grass piece flex. Big bass. Woo! Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this kind of chilly Sunday morning.
It's starting to get there.
It's starting to get there. It's feeling a lot like Christmas, Jeff.
Very close.
Yes.
I think you skipped over Thanksgiving.
Yes, it's fine.
Got it.
Yeah. Happy Sunday, by the way, Jeff.
Good to see you once again. It's been an exciting week.
Has it?
A lot of fishing has gone on.
This is true.
A lot of fishing.
A lot of product testing.
A lot of catching.
A lot of understanding what the hell these things are doing. And this is going to be an exciting episode because now we get to talk about all of them. Yeah, there's been so many things under wraps that we are dropping today and next week. So stoked that we get to talk about a couple of them today. By the way, happy Sunday to all of you guys out there as well. Cheers. Do you notice I didn't even offer you a beer this morning, Jeff?
I didn't even notice. I honestly forgot about that.
Okay, well, I'm enjoying mine. Cheers to all of you. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are surviving November. Crazy enough, we're halfway through this month already. So just a couple more weeks away from Thanksgiving. Of course, if you guys joined us at all last week, you guys know that we are extending our Black Friday through the whole month of November, doing a BOGO November. So we're dropping new BOGO deals each day. On Sundays, we're dropping kind of 4 or 5, and then we're spreading it out. So we will get to that at the end of this episode as well. But we have 3 incredible drops all happening. Each one of these kind of should have been their own drop, but just with the timing, here it is. I guess we're trying to kill you guys. So let me take a sip and then buckle up because we're going to have some fun on this one. All right. Possibly the hottest bait of the whole year that we have been bringing to you guys is the Bass Puzzle grass piece. Now, our buddy Yukitomo in Japan, who designs the grass piece, we've talked about this before. He's a one-man operation, right? So, you know, I know there's never enough things to go around. There's never enough grass pieces, right? And we usually get a shipment about every 4 to 6 weeks as he's done tying them and painting them and doing everything. But as with anything, his mind's always thinking, and he's trying to evaluate what the possibilities are. And there was a gap in grass piece that he really wanted to fill. And so that is the basis of the brand new drop that we are doing today, This is the Grass Piece Flex. Okay, now the Flex is a new version of Grass Piece that's combining the best of Grass Piece and extending it to a new realm. It's going to extend the possibilities of what you guys are able to do. So you guys know, you're familiar with the Grass Piece having this very unique kind of blade. It's basically a bladed jig design, and this blade kind of quivers and vibrates. The new Flex version is going to have a flexible attachment to the head that's designed to do several different things. So at the base of the Grass Piece Flex, depth and, you know, fishing closer to the bottom is the basis of this bait. With traditional Grass Piece, yes, it has that beautiful shimmy fall. You can burn it, you can fish it slow, you can do so many different things with it, but it's really kind of a high in the water column style bait, fishing it over grass, fishing it over aquatic vegetation. The Grass Piece Flex now gives you the ability to fish that, you know, 12, 15, 18, 20 foot zone with ease, right? So they're all a 5/8 ounce head. They are going to have this very heavy wire, patented, by the way, design on the front of the head that allows this to move. So what that does is when it lands and it falls, while this is kind of, you know, flashing and vibrating, it allows the bait to track down into depth. So it's not going to have the same shimmy fall, but it's going to vibrate down while it's diving, right? So you're still getting the dive vibration. Then when it reaches depth, you can basically fish it similar to how you would fish a spinnerbait or a chatterbait. It's just going to stay down there a little bit deeper. It comes through pretty much everything incredibly well. So we've been fishing it through a lot of wood. We've been fishing it through trees, brush piles, stumps, you know, all kinds of heavy wood. And a combination of this guard and this guard allow it to come up and over trees and wood and branches, no problem. Jeff and myself and CJ were in Japan, I guess about a month ago already, fishing the final versions with Yukitomo, and we were fishing it through grass. We were fishing it off, you know, boulder points, rocky shorelines, and it really is a super effective bait for fishing just that next level down. Now, if you're only a shallow water guy, the one thing you know about any of the Grass Pieces is that you can burn it, right? So same thing goes with this. If you put the right trailer on this, you can burn it just under the surface, and you've got a super dope bait. So 6 colors is what this is going to release in. Okay, so you're looking at soft IU, okay, which is a nice natural kind of gizzard shad pattern. So soft IU. There is, of course, a white. There is an MS smoke shad. There is a chartreuse. There is a sweet gold. And there is a violet gill. Okay. So just the one size for this for now. There's no plans at the moment for a heavier size because, again, it's built to be a complement to the original Grass Piece. So if you guys have a bunch of Grass Pieces now, this is just going to complement those and give you a little bit extra depth. If you don't have any, this is an amazing bait that's going to kind of be in that category in between where a spinnerbait and a chatterbait or a blade style jig would be. It's a really fun bait and the fish love it. Now, really quick, let's talk about trailers because traditionally the Grass Piece has loved a Sakamata shad. That's been the go-to recommended trailer for a Grass Piece. Same thing applies here. So, you know, this bait was built on Lake Biwa. It's built for heavy line, it's built for heavy cover, it's built for heavy fish. So you have this really heavy gauge hook in here. You can throw a 5 or a 6-inch Sakamata on here, no problem. Okay, so Sakamata shad, still an amazing option to put on this thing. But something that I've been throwing, you know, you guys just watched that, you know, kind of hype piece in the beginning. I love it with a bull flat. So, you know, this is a trick that we've, you know, just completely stole from the Japanese guys. This has kind of been their kind of blade jig trick, is to use a bluegill profile bait on it. I love it with the Bullflat. The non-salt Bullflat for me has been money. I like the 3/8 size. The 4/8 size works great as well. Of course, you can roll something like a Hira Tailor. Something like that would work great. Or if you prefer more of that shad style, of course, you go Sakamata shad. Superfish roller works great. Dolive stick Spec 2 work great as well. So it just depends on the profile and what you want. The one interesting thing that I figured out about this bait is that with that flexible head, instead of the whole bait being this huge vibration, one thing that, you know, grass pieces do so well is a lot of the vibration is in the front of the bait. So the front of the bait is vibrating very hard, while the back of that bait is just really subtly swimming. It's this beautiful kind of tight, very natural looking swim. You guys are really gonna dig it and catch a ton of fish. So as all things bass puzzle, if this is something that speaks to you, I would pick them up because I don't know when I'm gonna see the next stocking of these. I would imagine maybe early in the year or early spring. So if it's something that speaks to you, I would go ahead and gobble them. But while supplies last, the brand new Bass Puzzle Grass Piece Flex, those are available now. All right, while we are on Bass Puzzle, one more new item to let you guys know about. And this is gonna be a great one for you guys fishing around any kind of grass or aquatic vegetation. Okay, they have worked to perfect the knot cap. So this is the new knot cap from Bass Puzzle. Now, this isn't necessarily a new, concept, but this is the best one that I've ever used so far. And I've tried it on all kinds of baits from, obviously the grass piece flex, crankbaits. You can put this on anything, a swim bait. But essentially what it is it is a silicone knot cap that is designed to, you're gonna use it, slide it up your line, then tie your bait on, then you're gonna slide this up and over your bait to cover the knot. And what that will do is that will prevent the little tag end from the knot of ever getting grass, right? So as this slides down, this silicone is just going to extend and is basically just going to sit right there on your knot. It will keep everything in the one piece, so you have nothing really to snag or pick up any random strands of grass or weeds or anything like that. So it's kind of a no-brainer if you guys are fishing around any type of vegetation. 3-2 pack, they're pretty cheap. So there you go. It's going to become a staple for a lot of you guys. That's the new knot cap from Bass Puzzle. All right, on to drop number 2. This is a very special and exclusive color drop, a one-time exclusive color drop from Megabass. I told you there's 4 SB colors.
Yes, you did.
Take a look at the one we're dropping today. All right, guys, so there you have it. We have taken a small tweak, right, to SBOB Shad, which has been one of my favorites, but it's not just the flash, okay? So let me take it out. I'm sure you guys saw the coloration on there. So we basically borrowed colors from HT Ito Tennessee Shad, which is one of my favorite all-around shad patterns to be a gizzard shad imitation, threadfin shad imitation. So we utilized this kind of, goldish minnow kind of shoulder. The back is kind of this purplish blue illusion painting, so it could shift from purple to blue. Of course, you have that clear bottom so that when the bait is moving side to side, you're getting that chartreuse flash. So you're going from a very natural bait fish pattern with just the right hues of color to seeing just that little bit of chartreuse flash. So for a shad imitating color, this one's basically all you need. It's got all the colors you need for fishing that clear to semi-stained water, which this time of the year is basically where most of us are living in our jerkbait fishing. So this is a great color if you guys are fishing places where you need longer pauses as well, because as that bait's sitting there, it's almost just perfectly transparent and natural. And then when it kicks and it flashes that little chartreuse, it's just giving that little bit of trigger color, a little bit of blinking that triggers them. And that's the effectiveness of any Megabass SB color. So there you go. Megabass SB CB Shad is available now. This is the exclusive place to get them. They are available while supplies last. So if that speaks to you, you want a one-of-a-kind color, you can scoop them up right now from Megabass. All right, Jeff, are you ready for this one?
This is a good one.
Okay. This is a bait. Well,
Ooh.
Don't stare at me. Let's just get to it. I can talk while we're looking at baits because this is going to be a conversation, because there's so much we can do with this. This is the brand new Gill Soft 130 from a brand new brand called Wazamono. Now, what is Wazamono? Well, it's actually Imakatsu's best pro staffer that's been a part of Imakatsu forever. He invented things like the Aventa Crawler, the Gilroyd, the Lazy Swimmer, basically all the baits that everybody knows from Imakatsu, Hira created. Wazamono is his new private label brand that Imakatsu is making for him. So I guess you could say it's kind of an Imakatsu in a way, but this is a super dope bluegill swim bait, and it's one that I saw for the first time in January when I was there for the Osaka show, and it's been kind of a 10-month process of getting it exactly right. Jeff and I also went to Japan to learn from Hira exactly why he built it, how he built it, what he was trying to do, what it does, etc. So we're going to break this down. Before I show you exactly what to do with this, let's talk about the colors really quick so we can get them out of the way. There's 4 standard colors, and then there's a 5th color, okay? So this is 3DR Mesu Gill. Can you see it okay, or should I take it out?
That looks great.
Okay.
That looks awful. It doesn't look realistic at all.
Right. Maybe the worst bluegill profile.
I don't.
Paint job's
That's
terrible.
one of the worst colors I've ever seen.
Yeah. Okay. Relax.
Oh, it gets even worse.
3DR Cold Shad Silver.
Ugh.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Disgusting.
It's like a crappie.
3DR Osu Gill.
Oh, it just gets worse.
Again, even a worse color. 3DR Kogill. And then Strong Chartreuse.
I'm sorry.
You know.
Can you?
Okay, let's go back. So,
can you
look,
rewind?
Strong Chartreuse only comes in one version. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is going to be a dope one if you guys are bed fishing, if you're sight fishing, if you need like some muddy water visibility. But for the rest of us, we're going to live in these that look just like a freaking bluegill.
The real thing.
And even when you see it swim, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's honestly... Jeff and I have tried to find reasons not to like this thing. And we've been playing with it, and we keep coming to the same conclusion. Like, every time we play with it, it's actually better than we thought.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, on those first 4 colors that we showed you, there is the regular 3DR version, and there's a high-vis 3DR version as well. So the high-vis is basically going to put just a hit of chartreuse right there on the top. Okay, so if you see high vis Osu Gill, it's going to have that chartreuse. If it doesn't say high vis, it won't have the chartreuse. Okay.
Simple.
What do you need the high vis for? Well, if you are visually paying attention to the bait as far as seeing the sink rate, watching it move side to side, whatever, you might appreciate being able to see that little hit. So here we go. Let me not hook myself. All right, here is a look at the Gill Soft 130. So you can tell that it is a perfect profile. By the way, 130 millimeters.
Perfect
it's
size.
about 1.5 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're going to talk about how it's not going to be 1.5 ounces for
When you're
very
done.
long. Okay. Okay. So you can tell it's a perfect bite-size bait. Jeff, you were fishing this thing in Ikehara, which is basically the land of where this was designed for. What were your thoughts in the beginning versus where are you at with this thing now as far as overall appeal of this bait for you as a swim bait guy?
So it was honestly a treat, one, to be able to go and fish with the guy who created the lure. It was a whole nother thing to go to the body of water where the lure's ideas and ideology even came from. So to fish with Mihara, with this bait, and to see how I was supposed to fish it, at first I was like, okay, I think everybody's kind of going into this thinking it's a glide bait. But when I was fishing with Mihara, the idea is that because it has the wedge tail on it, you cast it and you slowly swim it in. And you can creep this thing. And that tail is just going to be kicking, the head's going to be wobbling back and forth. And once you get like a follower to come up, then you can kind of start snapping the bait like a 1-2. And then that's when it glides. And in theory, that's when the fish bites it. However, another way that I was fishing it was on the side you'll see here. On both sides, there are these little eyelets.
Yep.
And these eyelets there are made for a couple different reasons. One, the way that I was fishing it is Mihara had actually treble hooks rigged on either side of it. And there, he took off this bottom one here.
Yep.
He put a bunch of nail weights here, which we will talk about later.
Yep.
And basically, out of the box, it's a floating bait. But once you start adding weight, it becomes a slow sinking lure. So basically, what he was having me do was fire the bait up, shallow along the steep bank, straight retrieve it, and then once I get a fish to come up on it, I'd actually kill it, have it shimmy fall down onto the bottom, and just have it sit there. The inner core in that is basically like a bobber. It keeps that thing upright while it sits on the bottom, and then you just have these two treble hooks on the side. So the idea is that you kill the bait, the fish comes up, and then they bite the side of it, and you hook them.
And you got them.
And unfortunately, the one bite that I had doing that, I missed the fish.
Yeah.
Of course, like an idiot. But
tell them how you missed it.
Well, because I'm over here. Ikehara is very, very clear.
Yes.
And when I fish clear water, I like to kind of do the Mike Gilbert approach and lower my profile in the boat so the fish don't see me and they spook off.
Yep.
Well, I was the only dude in the boat doing it, while CJ's in the back, just his 6'3" ass, just with the big ass camera trying to get the shot. Mihara's in the front with me, standing up, and I'm just kneeled down on the front of the boat. This fish is chomping on my lure, and I have no idea.
Literally gone. Everybody's like, Jeff, it's got it. It's got it.
And I'm just sitting there, and I can't see, and Mihara is just like watching this fish eat it. CJ's in the back watching this fish eat it, and I'm just like waiting for something to happen. And then Mihara's like, swing!
Yeah, please, for the love of God, just hook it.
By the time I swung, it already spat.
Yeah.
So, but that was really, really cool to see, like, oh, okay, maybe this was a huge design idea that he had with it, and it was. However, bringing it back here, we don't really fish that way here. We don't really fish for followers. We fish for fish that are positioned in certain areas in certain ways. And so, for the past week, we've really just been playing around with it. I've been playing around, really getting experimental with it. But the biggest thing is weighting this lure.
Yes. So, out of the package, like you just said, Jeff.
Floating.
This is going to be a slow float bait.
Yeah.
Okay? So, this is, the front side of this bait is all a solid internal structure, right? This is hard. Okay? So, it's an internal structure here that's keeping the bait stable. It's keeping it upright. You've got a little soft little pocket right here. Okay? And then you've got the joint, of course, and then you've got, this is all soft to a wedge tail. Now, out of the package, if you guys just tie it on and throw it, it's going to float, and you just wind it very, very slow with your rod tip, maybe even to slightly up. It's going to wake right on the surface like a bluegill swimming on the surface, and it literally looks like the real thing. At first, when I saw the wedge tail, I was like, I don't know if I really like wedge tails, but when you see this thing move with the joint, and it's almost got a little mini joint back here too on that tail, even when you pause it, the wedge tail is like constantly quivering. It's one of the most lifelike baits that I've ever used for a gill imitation. Now, if you want it to sink and be able to be a slow sink or a suspend, you have to insert nail weights into this thing. Now, I would recommend going probably 4 to 7 grams of weight
minimum
for me. Now, Mihara he's been saying 3 grams, and that's 3 grams is going to be a sink rate of about like this. I mean, it's painful.
It's really slow.
So for me, I've been putting a lot of weight. Now, Griff and I were just playing with one too. We literally sliced the belly open, dropped a 9-gram tungsten bullet weight in there, and then super glued it back up. That will give it the sink rate of kind of like a normal sinking bait. So you can play with your nail weights and your weighting to determine what depth you want this thing to go. But the more weight it has, the more you're going to have the ability to get it to glide also. Okay, so out of the package with this wedge tail, it's going to have a swim, and then you can do these kind of like 1-2 chops almost, like, right? So it will swim, and if it's weighted right, it will cut left, right. And then you can swim it again, and then cut it, and it'll cut back. But it will not give you the ability like an Osakana slide or like a grow design. It's not going to have this just like super easy, just turn the handle and just have this like gliding motion. It's not built that way. Now, if you want the bait to do that, you do have the ability to do it, but you're going to have to be an even greater tinkerer. Okay? So don't laugh at us.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Don't laugh at me.
Yeah.
I tried my best.
But you can take an X-Acto knife, a hot knife, a razor blade, and you can cut the wedge flat. Okay, so if you cut the wedge flat, okay, I think Jeff used his teeth on this one, actually.
I used my teeth and nails.
Okay, then you have the ability to get this to actually glide left and right. And it changes the straight swim in to be more of a tighter S motion. So it's one more further customization you can do if it fits your style, right? So one more way. Now, one other thing we didn't talk about is Jeff talked about rigging treble hooks on the side. You can also take this snap, and instead of tying it on the front, you can tie it here, and it will swim sideways whichever direction you tie it on. So if you want a bait that is, you know, basically swimming up against the bank or down an edge of a dock or whatever, you can attach it to the side and it will swim that direction. Now, if you want it to be a straight swim, again, you've got to have the weight on the bottom to keel it. And again, you're going to need probably 4 to 8 grams, somewhere in there, to keep it stable. Okay, so break out your nail weights, okay, whatever nail weights you guys have that you like, or break out your X-Acto knife and shove some bullet weights in there. You can't really do too much weight, I would say, with this thing. And even with it weighted, when it gets to the bottom, it has a perfect upright sit. Okay, so when it falls, its shimmy falls down. So you could literally swim it next to a bush and then kill it, and then it shimmy falls down. You could give it a kind of pop and it'll go left to right. It's a crazy cool bait. It's super, super versatile. The colors are amazing. The size is amazing. Did I miss anything?
So when it comes down to weighting this thing, I personally tried putting a grenade weight here. It does not work, fellas. It needs to be fixated in the bait. And so you can put one here, you can put one here. I know Ben was putting them here on the side as well to get it. There's not a whole lot of room up here, but there's a space here that you can put it in, one going straight in and then one going like this way. And I've been rocking with like 4.5 grams, and it has a slow fall. Now once you start like really working and snapping it, it comes up to the surface.
So
when you weight it
the more aggressive you get, the more weight you're going to need to
need.
maintain depth.
Yeah.
Less aggressive, less weight.
Yeah, exactly. And then for me, how I was rigging the hook is, since you have to put that nail weight here, your hook kind of just can't go here. So what I ended up doing is I was starting to put a pin on mine.
Yeah, so here's yours. we put the pin in Griff's because we were just playing with it before we came over here. That might be Griff's right there on top. I don't know if that is or not. But you could see that Jeff basically shortened the hardware on his to just a split ring and then a little pin and then pinned it flat. Okay, so here's a look at how it comes, right, with the hardware. So you're gonna have 2 split rings, a swivel, and a hook. Here's Jeff's mod on the rigging, and I think I would recommend kind of doing this on all of them, to be honest with you. But Jeff, tell me exactly what you did on that one.
So basically, the one that I originally fished was actually a gift from Mihara, and it didn't come with a bottom treble. It had just the trebles on the side. So I basically said, let me just quickly put on a split ring and a hook. Now, there's obviously benefits to the swivel because they don't get a whole lot of leverage, but the way that the fish were eating my lure,
it's pretty much gone.
Both trebles, like 2 hooks in them, in the mouth.
Yeah.
I was hooking them fine. I wasn't dumping any. So I just ended up putting this here, and then I was able to have enough room to put that nail weight down here, and it worked just fine for me. That pin, perfect. I mean, yeah, it's a whole nother thing that you have to do is you got to carry pins on you, but it keeps the hook nice and straight. You're not really tearing up the plastic a lot.
Yep.
Which if you rig it how normal and you have to put a whole hook point in there and it's short catching them, then it completely rips that area out, and then you might start losing those nail weights that are in that area.
Yeah.
So with the pin, keeps the hook nice there. You don't lose a hook point either. And you are able to kind of keep the plastic pretty durable. So,
yeah. So basically, what this boils down to is if you want to do no tinkering or nothing, you've got a kind of a cool bait right out of the package.
Yep.
It's a beautiful bait. The profile is great. The swim's great. It's just going to be kind of a wake bait or just subsurface. If you want to tinker slightly, just stick, kind of a nail weight or 2 in there. You're going to have a real slow sink, almost a spin bluegill. Or if you want to geek out like we've been doing this week and just tinker the shit out of it, you can. And it's just a surprising bait that everything we do kind of has another realm to it. So a super versatile bait, one that I know that you guys are going to catch a ton of fish on. So I'm excited for you guys to get it. By the way, $29.99, so it's priced correctly, especially for a JDM bluegill swim bait. So there you go. The Wazamono Gill Soft 130. Those are available now. Have fun with it, guys. You're going to catch a ton of fish. Enjoy it. All right, moving on, Jeff. Last week, Griff and I had a little bit of a contest.
Yes, you did.
We both dropped some Signature Series Teckel Kicknockers to all you crazy November topwater buy-in people out there. Thank you very much for your business and support. I'm pretty sure I'm leading the contest. Since Griff's not here, I'm going to go ahead and say that my color is leading. It's actually pretty much time. I think Griff's leading by a couple, but
God.
Don't tell.
Yeah, don't tell.
Okay. All right, which segues into this week. Teckel has 2 more new colors that they are dropping in the Kicknocker and the Kicknocker Pup. Okay, just in time for the epic winter walking
My
bait
favorite
season. Okay, but again, we talked about this last week. If these colors speak to you, I would get them because they probably won't be here by late spring when you're going to want them. Okay, here you go. 2 new colors: Baby Bass, Phantom Chartreuse Shad. Okay, now I'm going to take these out so you guys can see them up close. Baby Bass, I am a fan of this color pattern anyways, but this is a good one. It's a semi-transparent Baby Bass. It could be a shad. I mean, it looks like everything. And then on the bottom, you've got kind of like a glittery scale. So it's just going to be a great all-around pattern to use. So there's the Baby Bass. Phantom Chartreuse Shad. Kind of crazy for me, but a lot of you guys like a brighter color. And quite honestly, every time I think of, a topwater color, it's like a white or something natural. So this gives you kind of a new realm. It's basically a full chartreuse, a little bit of orange, a little bit of kind of a silver on the back. So it gives you just a brighter color and a different color in a walking bait. So there you go. 2 new colors from Teckel in the Kicknocker and Kicknocker Pop. All right, Jeff.
Yeah.
Our friends at Baitsanity. Earlier this year, they dropped a special lipless.
Yep.
Okay, called the Simple Bait Lipless Crankbait. This was the SC60. It was basically a 1/2 ounce size, basically designed to be a suspending style lipless, right? Kind of a floating, suspending lipless that you could use little weight strips that come with it to perfectly suspend it, slow sink it, whatever you want to do, right? So, all of these are back, and a brand new size. Check that guy out. This is the SC90 version of the same bait. Okay, so this is a, again, kind of a suspending lipless vibe. It's an 1.5 ounces, so it's a big lipless bait. It's gonna be something you're gonna need to throw like on your wake bait rod, right? But it's gonna give you the ability to present a lipless bait in, you know, to fish that haven't seen it before, that, you know, might react to it. So here you go. I'm gonna just kind of fly through some of these colors because some of these are new and then some of these extend. Okay, so I just want to show you everything, and then of course some, you know, are matte finish instead of gloss finish because it would just confuse things, right? But there's like a new gizzard shad pattern, you know, the bluegill patterns. There's a new dark night. So there you go. Can you think of a time that you would throw an 1.5 ounce lipless, Jeff?
Yeah.
No, you can't. No, you can't. This is definitely not for you. You're a liar, Jeff. But I know Griff's been testing this. He's been catching fish on it. So, you know, it might... Look, this is definitely a niche bait. But Baitsanity's been coming out with quite a few niche kind of things. So, I don't know. Maybe this speaks to you guys. I'm curious to see what you guys think here. Let's take one out. Let's take a Shad one out.
Yeah, let's see that.
So I don't feel like I got a giant mutated red thing. By the way, the tungsten weights that you need to, you know, weight it, I think I mentioned they're included in the smaller one, also included in the bigger one. So there you go. So kind of a high pitch, right? But there you go. Kind of a wild looking lipless bait, but it might have some game for you guys. So there you go. The bait you never knew you needed. The 1.5 ounce 90 version of the Simple Bait Lipless from Baitsanity. Those are available now. Jeff? All right, couple of quick restocks to let you guys know about. Deps Circuit Vibes are back in all sizes and all colors. So this is one of our best-selling blade baits through this time of the year. Fortunately for me, I live in a place where I never have to throw a blade bait.
You never have to do that.
So thank God for that. But most of you, you're probably in blade bait territory. This is obviously a blade bait time of the year. So if you're looking to mix it up a little bit, this is a great one. The Circuit Vibe is a combination of lead and circuit board. So it has a little bit of a different vibration to it. It's got a much tighter pitch to it. So it's going to give you a couple different looks. There's a couple different rigging holes in there as well. So again, anything from shads to, you know, bluegills to perches to, you know, craw colors are back in the Circuit Vibe from Deps. Also, if you are a swimbait guy, we finally got restocked from Swimbait Republic on the Glideway 176. This has been one of our, you know, I would say most consistent moving glide baits of the last year. What's really dope about this bait is, well, the dopest thing is that it actually catches fish. So that's probably the number one thing that you guys should be looking at with glide baits, because there's so many on the market, but this one actually works as advertised. It has a built-in weight system that the weights come with it. There's little slots where you know exactly how to weight it, so that if you want it to be slower sinking or, you know, more float, you can easily adjust it to your liking. But all the key colors return in the Glideway 176. All right, one more new item, Jeff, and we will get to the BOGOs. All right, the rain gear that everyone should be living in. Okay, Sims Pro Dry has a brand new driftwood color. This is the new brown. We showed this to you guys at ICAST. It has finally landed. We went ahead and threw our logo on each piece. So there is a hookup logo on the shoulder of the jacket. There is a hookup logo on the left leg, just above the pocket on the bib. This is the greatest rain all-purpose gear ever created. And I can tell you from experience that even in the summer when it's 120 degrees, if you're in like a torrential downpour, like if you're stuck in a monsoon or something like that, you can actually wear this stuff and not die. If it's winter time, this is the best rain and wind protection out there, but it's not insulated. It's not designed to be insulated. It's designed to stretch. It's designed to move around your body. And it's designed to wear over layering pieces. Okay, so if you're in a jacket, if you're in a hoodie, if you're in pants, whatever, then the Pro Dry goes over the top. There's so many different things, you know, that Pro Dry does. It's kind of impossible to explain without experiencing it. There's a new suspender system on the new Pro Dry as well, and lots of little just bell and whistle differences. Now, when Pro Dry first came out, I don't know, this had to be like 2008, 2010, maybe something like that. It was crazy expensive at like $800 a suit, right? Now, welcome to 2024, Jeff. $6.99 a piece. So you're at a true $1,400 rain suit, which is freaking crazy. But I mean, we were already at $1,200. So if you want the best suit, I guess we're paying for the best suit. This is it. It's a dope looking color. So if it speaks to you, it is available now from Sims, the brand new Pro Dry in the driftwood. All right, Jeff, let's jump into BOGO November and talk about some new BOGO deals. Now, last week we did quite a few. Last Sunday we dropped a bunch. Those deals ended yesterday. We are going to extend 2 of the deals that we did last Sunday because I still have enough inventory to kind of make it through another couple days for you guys. So if you missed out last Sunday, Sunline Super Fluorocarbon, we are going to extend the BOGO 1 more week or until inventory is dry. So this is just a no-nonsense fluorocarbon, essentially the same line as Sniper. It just doesn't have as many coating processes, right? So if you guys change your line a lot, then you probably won't notice much difference between Super Fluorocarbon and Sniper. If you're one of those that likes to leave your line on there all season, this is going to break down faster than Sniper. But at a buy one get one, they're only $17 a spool anyway, so you're basically going to be at like $9 a spool for 200 yards of fluoro, 8 to 20 pound, great deal there. Also, we're going to extend the BOGO 1 more week on the Megabass Vibration X Ultra. So this is a super sick lipless from Megabass. Megabass almost never lets us do buy one get one free, so this is a treat to be able to offer these. So we've got a ton of colors from reds to craws to shads. So if you guys missed out or just want to scoop up a couple more, you can do buy one get one free on those. Also, if you are a part of our newsletter, then you would have seen BOGO drops all week. Each day we did one. We're going to extend these out for a couple more days just to make sure that you guys got to see them. I'm going to fly through these. Okay, so from Lucky Craft, the Lightning Stacy 110 and the Lightning Pointer 100DD are buy one get one free. From OSP, the High Pitcher and the High Pitcher Max spinnerbait, kind of my go-to spinnerbait anymore. Those are also buy one get one free, all sizes, all colors. From Deps, the Deps Cover Scat, including the new 3-inch size, and there's all kinds of great colors. Buy one get one free. From Duo, the Duo Seek Underwalker, an amazing side-to-side subsurface walking baits, great on scope. It's great for mid to deeper water. Those are buy one get one free. And then from Imakatsu, Deadscrew and Uma Death Roll are both buy one get one free. So we'll extend those a couple days for you guys, just in case you aren't a part of our email newsletter. But if you aren't, you're going to want to be a part, because once colors go out of stock, they're gone. So make sure you're signed up because every day we will email you the new BOGO. Okay, let's talk about this week's BOGOs. Okay, from our friends at Sunline. For you saltwater guys or for you freshwater guys that are really hard on gear, all the Salty Mate items are going to be buy one, get one free. So that's including their new braids. So there's the Mega Slam braid, which is designed for casting big baits in saltwater. There's the Infinitive Jigging PE line. All their shock leader system, same will go for this. Now, if you're a saltwater guy, there's sizes all the way up to 100 pound here. So, you know, tuna, yellowtail, that kind of stuff. If you're a freshwater guy, you should try some of their, you know, smaller sizes, 16, 20 pound, 25 pound. Great shock leader if you guys are braid to leader kind of guys. So buy one, get one free on all those. All right, our friends at Lucky Craft. Now, we just talked about the lightning pointers from earlier this week. We are also going to do buy one, get one free on the Lucky Craft Slim Shad D9. Now, this is a really hard Lucky Craft bait to get a hold of. It's 2 3/4 inches. It's half an ounce. You're just under half an ounce at 12 grams. This is a great shad profile bait. We've got a couple of great colors, Ghost Minnow and Pearl Threadfin Shad. So wall supplies last on those. We're going to do buy one, get one free. For you bait finesse fans, we're going to also do buy one, get one free on all Lucky Craft craypies. Okay, so there's various different kinds. There's some DRs, there's some magnums, there's some sinkings, there's some floats, there's some rattlings. So any of the craypie series of bait finesse crankbaits also going to be buy one, get one free. All right, from Duo, one of, I would say maybe a staff favorite right now. The Dead Drift 95 are going to be buy one, get one free. This is a unique dying bait fish kind of topwater bait that you can swim, you can burn it, you can pop it on the surface. You can do all kinds of different things, but it's lifelike in profile, it's lifelike in movement, and it flat catches them. We'll drop a video later this week showing Griff using this thing, and he's just absolutely pummeling them. So if you want to try something very unique, there's lots of really cool colors in here. Some have like dual color tones, like this one's silver on one side, gold on the other side. There's some crappies that are like that as well. So the Dead Drift 95 from Duo, buy one, get one free. Staying on Griff for a minute, his favorite soft plastic bait, the Nishine Namazu, part of the BOGO. Buy one, get one free. So 4-inch, 5-inch, there's all kinds of colors from, you know, green pumpkins to bones. Very lifelike natural bait. Free rig it, you can fish it as a soft stick bait. Just a great way to scoop them up. Most of you guys are on the Namazu now anyway, so great deal on those. Going to the bigger side, our friends at Raid are offering buy one, get one free on the new double header. So this is a very interesting bait. You're going to see a lot of content on this thing over the next few months. It's a 2-ounce class glide bait, 220 millimeters, and I say glide bait because it's built to kind of chop and walk, but of course you can rip it, you can fish it like a walking topwater bait. So much versatility to this, but a very, very cool bait. Buy one, get one free on those. And then finally, our friends at OSP, we're going to do 2 BOGOs. We're going to do it on the OSP Varuna, a great all-around jerk bait. We've talked about this bait a lot. This is a bait that you can fish much more aggressively than a 110. It is a 110 size, but you could up the line. You could throw this on 14, 16-pound line. Hard jerks, just a great all-around jerk bait. And then last week we did buy one, get one free on Blitz EXDRs. This week we're just bumping it up to the Blitz Max DR. Okay, so if you want something just a little bit bigger, this is the Blitz Max DR, 61 millimeters, 18 grams. So you're almost at 3/4 of an ounce there. This is my favorite all-around crankbait. So an unbelievable way to scoop them up. So all colors, including our custom colors, buy one, get one free from OSP. All right, my friends, that is a wrap for today. Jeff, it was nice hanging with you today.
Again, it was an amazing day with you, not having to drink beer.
Well, it was an amazing day to drink beer and to see your smiley face. And thank you so much for adding so much to our content today.
I always do with the big lipless crankbait.
Yes, that was insightful information there. The stunned look on your face when I pulled that out was everything. You know, too bad people can't see you. We need 2 cameras. Did you have, other than the giant lipless crankbait, did you have a favorite item of today?
I mean, that's hard to beat. You know what I mean? But
No.
But I guess that Wazamono.
The Gill Soft?
Wazamono
Yeah.
Gill Soft 130 is probably right there.
It's a fun one. I've had a lot of fun this week
Lot of
talking
fun.
to you at the end of each day.
A lot of tinkering.
You know, we've all been going out at the end of each day. We all call each other like, okay, this is the tinkering idea that worked great. And this is, you know.
This is what I did that.
It's fun to have a bait like that,
Right.
right? Obviously, I love that we have SBCB Shad as a color in the 110. But the Bass Puzzle Flex has become a favorite of mine. It just fits my style of fishing because so much of our water is fishing where the boat's in 15 to 20 feet and we're throwing in, you know, 8 to 15 feet of water, and it's the perfect bait to get down into those zones. So that one I'm super stoked about. But if you guys have questions on anything that we dropped today, please drop it down below. I will get answers for you. Of course, Jeff will put links in the description, so you guys want to check anything out closer, you can. On behalf of myself and Jeff and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle Guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching these nutty videos every Sunday. Cheers to you. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Go hug your family, catch a giant fish, enjoy the new gear. And if you have questions on any of it, please, my DM, Instagram handle is at the front of every video so that you guys can get me personally and we can dive down any rabbit hole you want. So I'm out. Until next Sunday. Peace. Jeff, happy Sunday.
Goodbye.
Peace, guys.